What is up, everybody? I am Bernard Damon Holcomb, and I am the creator and the host of the Damon Speaks Show. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. We have a fantastic show planned for you tonight. Tonight, we're talking about something that is at the crux of who we are. Tonight, we're talking about something that can literally change our lives. Tonight, we're talking about something that can literally save our lives. We're talking about love. And not only are we talking about love, but we're talking about self-love. Teach me how to love myself. There are a lot of different ways that it can be done. We're actually going to have people, hey, Ariana, thanks for tuning in. We're going to have people call in the show tonight. I'm going to ask Cody to bring up the Zoom information. There's the meeting ID and the password. So if you have something burning to say, don't just be in the comments, line up on Zoom so that we can bring you onto the stage to talk to us. That'll happen later in the show, but it's going to come up periodically. But get ready, get your, your lighting together, get your hair together and everything, because we want to hear from you. We really want to interact with you. Tonight is going to be a really fun show. I usually don't drink on the show. However, because I have, the Antoinette Motley on the show, we're going to go there and we're going to be a little bit more loose. So I have what's called a tropical treat. It is absolute, a splash of, what is that stuff called? I forget what it's called, but it's like an orange liqueur. Very good. It's also some passion fruit. Hey, Pilgrim! A splash of passion fruit juice and also some blueberry lemonade. I've got a cherry in the bottom and also my little garnish, my little lime. Tastes like self-love to me. Very good. Okay, so as a beginning of the show, I wanted to bring up a meme and talk about this meme. Bring up the first meme. Okay. Oh, yes. This is something that I posted. I'm forgetting things tonight. It's not because of the drink, I hope. This is something that I posted this week. It says, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many people see it. It matters who sees it. One person could see your content and change your life. So keep posting. Keep being your bright, colorful, crazy, genius self. Your time is coming. As a lot of you know, YouTube snatched my Bernard Damon Holcomb YouTube channel last week without warning. And they said that it was because of spam or something like that. And then a few days later, I said, okay, you know what? I'm still going to be on YouTube. I had a Damon Speaks channel that I had been working on before I decided to devote all my attention to the Bernard Damon Holcomb channel. And while the Bernard Damon Holcomb channel had, 2.4 thousand subscribers, Damon Speaks had 66. I'm like, all right, we're going to start from scratch. As soon as I went to post a link that I was going to go live the following Monday, they shut that channel down. So it really just had me on my head. Thankfully, YouTube did come back and give me the Damon Speaks channel back. I'm still working on the larger channel. They actually apologized in their email and said that they were sorry that they were overzealous in taking down channels, and they found no violations of the terms of conditions or their community guidelines. Triple sec, it came back to me, a splash of triple sec when I was talking about the orange liqueur earlier. Good. But to my creatives out there, I want to talk to you. If you have a desire to do anything, if you have a desire to write a book, be an actor, a singer, an entrepreneur, anything you want to do on social media, it's going to take a bit of consistency. It's going to take a bit of putting your blinders on, focusing on what feels good for you, what is good to you. It's going to take possibly letting go a little bit of perfection. When I first started doing Damon Speaks in 2016, it was nothing like what it is now. Even when I started doing the Damon Speaks show back in the middle of the pandemic, it wasn't anything like what it is now. And if I had not started then, if I had not begun to plant the seeds, if I had not begun to practice the ways that I wanted to be and exist online, I wouldn't necessarily be where I am today. So I know what it is to think that people are going to laugh at you. I know what it is to think if you're going live that you may say something stupid. Listen, I still have brain farts, but I'm here and I'm showing up because I can see what's coming down the road. It's easy for us to think, oh, if I have a great idea, all I have to do is go online and I'll become viral and everyone will love me and everything will be great. We're thinking in the short term. And when we continue that cycle of thinking in the short term, it's easy to become discouraged. But if you're looking down the road 5 years, let's say the 5th year of the Damon Speak Show, we could be on a network. I don't know exactly where it's going. All I know is that I'm continuing to show up. So I want to encourage you as well as myself to not be so concerned about follower counts, to not be so concerned about likes, to not be so concerned about the metrics. I know that vanity metrics are a thing. I know that there are people that buy followers, and maybe one day I will buy a couple followers, but that day is not today. I would rather it be authentic. If you have even if you have 5 people that are watching you online, engage with those 5 people. Love what you have, and then it'll grow into more. Pour a little bit of gratitude into what you already have. And I promise you, it'll grow into more. And even if it doesn't grow into more, at least you will feel better. You'll be doing yourself a favor. You'll be doing your mental health a favor. All right? I love you. Now, sound off in the comments. Say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I see my Instagram peeps. What's up, Instagram peeps? They are on my phone. It's a little ghetto, but you know what it is. Again, you can join us on Zoom tonight. You can call in. We want to hear from you. Without further ado, I have to introduce the Antoinette Motley. Please welcome her again to the Damon Speaks Show. You're muted, boo. You're muted. Unmute yourself. It's live, yes.
Listen, okay. Hey, everybody. Listen, I bought me a new gadget. Look.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this motherfucker out because
You're getting professional.
I know I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to find my lighting. You know what I'm saying?
So we are
everybody.
Right. We're also going live. Johnny. We're also going live from your Facebook channel. So hello to all of Antoinette's Facebook friends. Welcome to the Damon.
Everybody, I'm trying to see who all is in here so far. I see Tyree Jones and Christopher Jordan. Hello.
Yes. That's what you said. I know I'm not alone over here with this drinking.
No. Okay, so you are extra with your Tropical Love. I named it Tropical Love. Why you ain't say the name I gave it?
Did I not say the name? Oh, Anthony calls us the Tropical Love. I said it tastes like but this is called Tropical Love.
I'm really playing right now. So right now I'm just doing Tito's and Ohana 99-cent lemonade.
Yo, not the Ohana.
But my ice melted, so. And I got some Ohana water going on. Yeah, that's it. So it's just Tito's and lemonade. Ohana lemonade, 99 cents.
There you go, Ohana.
Yes, Ohana from the gas station.
That reminds me of my childhood so bad, but so good.
Right? Ohana, yes. Not Faygo, not, what's the other lemonade that everybody use? Simply Natural.
Oh, yeah. I got
a 99-cent Ohana.
This is simply blueberry lemonade, okay? Simple. So are there any updates? Like what's been going on in your life since you last were on the Damon Speak Show?
So you know what though? I'm gonna have to say this, right? I've learned from my past not to say too much, not to share too much. You can't. And you know what? It was a post today, and I posted it last week, but it was pretty much like, you do not have to share what's going on in your life that's happy, because I don't need validation. I know what's going on in my life. But I feel like sometimes when you do share it, you inviting people in, right? And when you invite them in, guess what happens? Here come all the questions and all the doubt and all that evil speaking stuff. They speaking it out to the universe. No, I don't need all that. You just look at me. You can see how happy I am. You figure it out.
You figure it the fuck out. Okay.
But I mean, so far, like everything that, like, so my book is still in progress. The hair business still in progress. The colon still in progress because you know it takes money, and branding and content. So I've learned now to be very patient and not rush into things because what you put out there, your branding is everything, right? So you have to be conscious of that. But like so far, I'm just happy. I'm doing good. Got pay increase. Although like I work for myself, but I did get a pay increase. But God is good, and I'm just having fun, living life, and enjoying family, friends, those who want to fuck with me. Because if you don't fuck with me, I ain't fucking with you. Okay, now I'm just getting ghetto now. Okay, no. But life is good. Life is so good, and it starts with self-love.
Love. Okay.
Man. Okay.
Okay. Cheers.
Cousin, let's get into it. Who's watching? Who is this? Terrell? Hey, Terrell. I hope I say your name right.
Okay, we're about to get into some memes. We want to look at the memes because they always spark interesting conversation. So this first meme is, listen, can I apply for a PPP loan if somebody's in my business?
What the hell? Where you get that from? I apply for a PPP loan if somebody in my business.
Listen, it's a business. Instagram. Wow. Instagram be wild as hell.
Oh, that's too funny.
The people trying to get the money. People are trying to get the money from the PPP.
About that hustle, baby. Yes. Apply for that loan.
You may just get it. You may just get blessed with, a few $1,000s. Okay, let's go to the next meme.
That was crazy. What's the next meme?
Date them all, sis, and may the best man win. Thoughts?
Yes. Just because you're dating, that doesn't necessarily mean you're giving your body or you're having sex with them, right? I feel like people should explore. I'm sorry, explore. Explore people, not sexually. But explore people, get to know people and who they are. And I feel like that's where we make the mistake because we're so afraid to ask the questions. And most importantly, like just be ourselves. Like if you just be your authentic self, that's gonna weed out the knuckleheads. I'll say that much. That's gonna get rid of the knuckleheads. Mm-hmm. Be yourself, be authentic. But yes, dating is so good because that's how you get to know people. And two, that helps you to be a better judge of character. You be able to see people's characters, right? Mm-hmm. And the ones who are there for lust and for sex, they're gonna weed themselves out because they're only gonna be there for a short time. And they like, you're not giving up the goods. I think dating is great. I think especially for young people too. Like, you're still trying to figure out who you are, what your interest is, that sort of thing. But yes, date them all, sis. And bro.
And bro, not only is it going to help you become a good judge of character and help you get to know people, it's going to help you get to know yourself. It's going to help you know what your non-negotiables are. It's going to help you to know what you're willing to deal with, what you're not willing to deal with. If you're a freak, like be honest and say, I'm a freak and I want to have sex. If you're not a freak, if you're somebody that's more conservative, be honest about that and say, I'm more conservative. I don't want to have sex. For myself, when it comes to dating and stuff, I get a little nervous when it comes to the sex part because I know myself and I know how attached I can become once I give my body to somebody or once we have that experience. But I also feel like, this is going to get real. Let's dive in. I also feel like, well, if we're not having sex, what's going to hold that person like in it? Like what's going to keep them interested? And that comes back to the self-love conversation, because if there was an abundance of self-love, Rebecca, if there was an abundance of self-love, then maybe I would just know, like, well, I'm me. That's why they're here. They're not just here for the sex.
Okay, wait. Stop for a minute. So here's the thing. So let's just say you go out on a first date, right? We're going to say first date, because this happened to me quite a bit. On that first date, that person brings up sex. Like, yeah, so I always get this. My last relationship, she liked to have sex a lot. What you talking about? Nigga, I'm trying to get to know your last name. First of all, like, what do you like to eat? Pork or beef?
I know what he likes to eat.
But I honestly, you do have to be compatible with someone sexually. But at the same time, I feel like once that wear off, like y'all, okay, excuse me, how's your kids? Daddy, I hope you ain't on this call. But once you're not saying you exploit each other sexually, you start fucking and whatever. Y'all getting all freaky, sexy, whatever. Get your freak on, whatever. After that shit winds up toning down. Then what? You move on to the next freak because you bored now? I don't know. I think it's important to talk about that, but I don't think, like, not in the first couple of dates. How do you feel? Do you talk about that the first date, the first couple of dates? Or do you talk about it after y'all have sex and it ain't all that?
Listen, I could write a book about being in situations where I'm getting physical with someone that I don't like after going on a date that I didn't want to be on, because I wasn't comfortable with saying no. Like, I was such a people pleaser that I would rather do something that I really didn't want to do and was actually kind of repulsed by, as opposed to just being like, nah, bro, I'm not into it. But I'm more of an energy person. So if the energy is there, if the sexual energy is there, I try not to like quench it. I just talk about it. Like, it's 2021. I'm trying to use my words. But if it doesn't come up, I'm okay with that. I'm actually more of a fan of not having sex for a little while. I think it builds like an anticipation. There's nothing like anticipation when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so can I just keep it real?
Keep it.
See my but like, at my age, I need to know. Like, like, I'm just gonna keep it real and be very transparent, because it's just like, at a certain point, once you know what you like and what you want and what you're not gonna settle with and what you're not gonna deal with. Sometimes I feel like, okay, yeah, I'm not saying the first date or the first couple of dates you have that discussion, but once you know, like, you have this connection with someone sexually, or you're, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, once you know you're attracted to this person sexually, like, now I need to know what you like, what you don't like, what you into. Sometimes you can find that out, like, when y'all first, get it on or whatever. But I do feel like sex is a huge part. Communication as well. But I feel like a lot of times people are so afraid to be themselves sexually. They're uncomfortable with their own sexuality or what they like. They're afraid to say, I like this. I want to be like this sexually, because of previous experiences where someone made them feel like, oh, you nasty, or you're a freak. You know what I'm saying? So what was we talking about?
It really comes down to communication. I'm going to be for real transparent. I mean, I know we keep throwing this word out there, but we talk about the real stuff tonight.
Let's go there.
One of the reasons I think why it was so hard for me to get over my last relationship is that I did not set boundaries. I did not ask for what I needed, for what I wanted, and I kept compromising for what he wanted. So when we first got physical, I was incredibly attracted to him. And so I would give him oral sex, right? It was something I liked to do or whatever. And then for some reason, the first time that I did that to him, like he asked me, so he was like, so do I do that to you now? And because it was like that, so do I was like, no, it's okay. I didn't ask for what I needed and what I wanted. And throughout that whole relationship, because he was so afraid of having sex, like we never had actual sex, and then he never reciprocated. And that's something I'm very embarrassed about. Um, but
Oh, wow.
I realize now that if we're thinking in terms of adult attachment styles, that he was distant and he was avoiding. He really did like me, but he didn't want to get too close because he knew that if he got close, that he would be locked in and he felt like his freedom would be taken away. And so recently, though, I did have a situation where I was being physical with somebody, and I was like, I don't think I asked. Did I? I don't think I asked. I just like, suck my D. And they did it. And I was like, oh, that's what that's supposed to feel like. You ask for what you want. Communication is the most important thing. And I felt so free. I was like, okay, yes. And I didn't listen, I enjoyed it very much. So it's communication, baby. It's really being unafraid. But okay, here's the thing. How do we get over that fear? Like if you're like, I'm really into threesomes, or I really don't believe in monogamy, how do you tell somebody that without them being like, like, if you're really feeling this person?
But you have to, because why waste your time? Why waste your time? Why leave someone else on? Why make yourself unhappy and make another person unhappy? And that was something too, like I've learned, honestly, like recently. Like, I don't want to put myself out there because my DM probably blow the fuck up. But just saying that, it'll probably blow up even more. But
you're fine. You are fine.
No, but at the same time, I'm a free spirited and I'm very in tune with my sexuality. I don't even want to say this, but I'm not going to say it because, like I said, my DM probably blow up. But I'm very comfortable with who I am and what I want and what I like. And I love when I do meet someone and they're right there with me. And it's like, oh my God, yes. So now you want me, it's so funny because like for women, when we are very explorative, not just like I'm a monogamous person. So I only deal with one individual. That's me. But with that one person, I'm like, what I'm saying? And so basically it's like, okay, this is you and me, but I hate when you get into a relationship like that. Then they look at you like, damn, you a freak. So you like this with everybody? Was you like this your life? So next time you go out and party, you gonna be like this? Like, no, like I'm just like this with you. Like, so like yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that's a topic that is kind of like, ooh, you're not supposed to talk about, but I think you should talk about it because sex is beautiful, especially when it's with someone you're compatible with and you're okay with it, and that person doesn't make you feel other than because you want this or you like that, or vice versa. Like
Absolutely. Listen, I feel okay. I don't know if it's this tropical love, but we're really getting into it tonight. Okay.
But that deals with a lot of self-love though, too, I feel like, because once you begin to love yourself, like you like once again, like I said, like loving myself, it was like, let me just start. Wait, do you got any other means before we even get into it?
Okay, I just want to share this one thing though. I think when it comes to sex, this will be the last thing I say about sex. Sometimes external validation for those people that have partners that may deal with insecurities is really important. I know that we're not supposed to need external validation, but I'll just say this, like not the last time, but like one of the last times I was physical with somebody, like he came in the door and just like was like, all right, this is happening. And I was like, oh God, because I deal with so many insecurities about my body and being a big guy, having man boobs, blah, 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 blah. And so not only did he take off his clothes, but he took off my clothes. And then he stood back and was like, yeah. And so when he did that, it really like boosted my confidence a little bit. And the way that we were with each other and the way that we touched each other and the way the kissing and all those things happened, it was like, I never want to have sex with somebody again where it doesn't feel like this. I felt for the first time in my 38 years of my life that somebody was actually as interested in me as I was interested in them. So don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid to build your partner up. Don't be afraid, especially if they have insecurities, to let them know how you feel about their body. It's really important.
Okay, what? So 38. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. Do you know that was the first time I experienced an orgasm at 38? Yes. Okay, this is for the grown and sexy. If you don't like this talk, get out. If you want to join us, please let us know. Come in this conversation. No, but the first time I've experienced an orgasm, I was 38. I was 38 years old. No, seriously.
Or you just not,
whether it was through penetration or whether it's from, clitoral stimulation. First time I experienced orgasm, I was 38. That's crazy.
what was that about?
It was about me pleasing others and others not pleasing me. I did not set the boundaries. I was more giving. I was giving more of myself and not getting what I needed in return. You wanna know why? Because I didn't love myself. My journey for loving myself didn't start till I was 41. That's crazy. That's crazy. There's probably plenty of other women, maybe not the same age, but who had that. Not saying that particular thing that happened, that orgasm at 38 made me go, I need to love myself more. No, it didn't start there. It actually started with therapy, and it actually started with the breakdown of my relationship with my family. And honestly, really close friends. Because I always gave myself first. I loved on everybody. I would love others first before I loved myself, including men who didn't deserve it. Didn't deserve it. Why? Because it started at a young age, very young age, sad. Very young age, not loving myself, not loving my body, not loving my skin color, not loving my forehead. Honey, you see me like I sport this forehead now, honey. Let me see. And I used to do that to my daughter when she was younger. I would cut her a bang, give her a swoop so she could have her forehead, because her forehead just as long as mine. And honey, and I be like, cover that ain't cute. And that was me. Now, honey, you're gonna get all this forehead and this side profile with this little, what's this I got? What they call that? I love all of me. And if you don't love it, you can step. But I ain't got that issue right now. But yeah.
Like, I'm a gay man and I'm your cousin, but that was so hot. Like, just standing in your truth and just being like, you don't get this. This is what it is. And if you don't want it, then you can get the fuck out.
Yeah. Like, I never forget the first time you came out to me. Do you remember?
Yep.
No, do you really remember? I never forget.
I remember. Did we go to Fridays in Southfield?
Yeah, we went to Fridays. And he was like, and I was like, I already knew.
Like, who didn't know?
But you know what? And that's what the one thing I know I embody a lot about Mama. My mama, Fran, French Chester, Alberta, Fran. She did not judge people. She didn't care where you were, who you were. She loved you. And everybody loved her. And I feel like, too, my mother struggled with self-love as well. I honestly do believe that. And, she's not here right now, so she can't give her truth or tell her story. But just from what I know and what I've seen, I just wish that if she would have loved herself more, I think Mama would have still been here. Because it's still like so many questions I have from her, so much I feel like I still need to learn from her. But yeah, and that's something I'm teaching my daughter and I'm teaching my grandchildren. And what Ariana is actually teaching her children, self-love. Yeah. Love yourself, because ain't nobody else gonna love your black ass.
Listen, if you're just tuning
white ass.
If you're just tuning in, I am sitting here with Antoinette Motley. We are talking about love. We're talking about self-love. If you want to join us a little bit later in the program, you can join us on the stage. Just put in the Zoom meeting ID and the passcode, and we would love to talk to you. Cody, let's go to this next meme. What do we have in store for us next? Woo! To my soulmate, after summer,
Wait. I'm trying to find people comments. For some reason, I can't see people comments. Okay, what you say?
To my soulmate, after summer, come get me. What is it about summer? Why is everybody like, I'm gonna hold it up in the summer, and then they want to like get together and act right?
It's hot. You can get naked. You can show some thighs. I don't know what it is about summer. Everybody just be like, wait till the summer come. Because you half dressed. I don't know, but I love the summertime too. Because you can do more though. Because I feel like being out in in nature, being out in the universe, it just opens you up to so much more, right? So I think that's maybe why people just like, yeah, because it's hot. You can do everything. You go to the park. I love picnics. Oh,
I love picnics too.
Yes.
Listen, I want to have a good summer. I'm not sure it's going to be like a hot boy summer, but I do know that I want to explore. I want to go around New York City. I want to. You say what?
Did you say hot boy summer?
Hot boy. Like, am I going to be out here like, on the scene? I don't know.
Why not? If you're single, why not? Why not date? Why not explore? I ain't saying being no hoe out here now. Don't be trying to be no hoe out here. But But no, it's okay to date and it's okay to meet people and explore people and get to know people. Right. That's what we don't do, and that's what we don't promote enough of. We feel like, oh, if you going out with 5 people, oh, you a hoe. No, I'm not. If I'm not fucking all these 5 people, I may fuck one of them. But like
now,
I told you I just want to grow and sexy, okay?
Put the kids to bed. Listen, I got a question for you. What if you are out here and you come across somebody and you're like, damn, I really, really, really like you, but like you just got divorced and you're like, I'm not ready necessarily to commit, but you really like that person. Do you still like date different people even though you know you really like this person? Like, are you in a waiting pattern? Like, what's going on in your mind?
Oh, it's so funny that you said that.
Isn't it funny?
I just had a conversation with my girl Terrell Brown. I don't know if she's watching this. I had this conversation with her today. I swear to goodness. So once again, I'm recently divorced. My divorce happened last year, November, but I actually left the marriage early last year. And so, it was done, it was over with. But even though the divorce happened in November, and that was my thing, was like, I'm not dating, I'm not doing nothing, so I get these divorce papers. But even after that, I was still just like, is it time? When is it time? When you're supposed to do this? When you're supposed to get out there? But I was always thinking about what other people, I'm thinking about other people once again, right? Other fucking people who be doing this. Like, it's too soon. You dating already? You met somebody already? You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, I wasn't dating, like actively dating. You can't actively date in a pandemic, right? Or COVID. But honestly, to say I did meet someone and we kind of like hit it off. Like, I was so surprised, like, oh my God, we hit it off like really good, even though I knew them prior, but it's just like, wow, like, okay, and at the same time, I still struggle with like, oh my God, this is too soon, or he shouldn't be feeling like this. I shouldn't be feeling like this. Is it too soon? What am I going to say? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, once again, here we go, thinking about what other people think, and that's me. I'm such a people pleaser. I think about what other people say. I say yes to everybody, and I always say no to me. It's time for me to say yes to Antoinette and yes to whatever the hell I want to do. Because guess who has to deal with the consequences when you make a decision? You. But at the same time, you don't want to keep making the same motherfucking mistakes. Right? You don't want to keep making, I mean, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the same shit that you deal with. So that's when you have to do the work for yourself. You have to do the journey for yourself and realize, okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I accepting? What I'm not accepting? What are the boundaries that I'm going to set? Not just for people you don't know, but I feel like it starts with our family. It starts with our inner circle, family and your inner circle. Because one, I feel like, for me, I feel like once I began to have these boundaries for my family and my inner circle, which is my friends, that's when I learned how to have boundaries for outside people. It was kind of weird for me. Like I gave everybody the same access to me. And I didn't know how to like cut it off or stop it. Well, I mean, that's what we're talking about, right? Because I didn't love myself. I wasn't putting myself first. Like, once again, I would say yes to everybody but Antoinette. Like, girl, you tired. And I'd be like, I'm so tired. I can't do it. But okay, I'm on my way. Put on my makeup. Do what I got to do. Be tired in the motherfucking go out. Go here, go there. Do this, do that. Ripping and running. No. Shit's got to stop.
Yo,
And it did.
that is,
But back to dating, like I said, like now, like I said, I am seeing someone, and we're like this, and it's so good. It's so good. I feel like it's unreal, and I have to stop telling myself that. Like, no, I am deserving of this. I deserve this, and stop questioning this person's actions and their behavior. Accept it and say it's okay and I deserve it. And most importantly, he deserved it because I'm the shit. Shit. I mean, I'm just saying, I love hard. Like, and once again, I'm loyal, you know what I'm saying? I'm not out here doing this, doing that. If it's me and you, it's me and you, boo. Let's shit. Bonnie and Clyde. We're gonna fuck some shit up. But yeah. But it's hard, especially like that's for me, I would say, like I was really dealing with the fact of like, man, like, I am seeing someone and it's going great, but is it too soon? Like, but do I deserve, like I was actually questioning, do I deserve this? Because once again, I was just like, oh my gosh, like I made this vow to this one person, that didn't work out. Was I supposed to stay in there longer? Was I supposed to, I don't know, foolish, stupid shit. But a bitch came out of that shit. I told you I just want to grown and sexy. You don't like this conversation. Peace out. Ain't nobody gonna join us though. But anyway, yeah, keep asking questions. I just keep going.
yo, self-love is about listening to yourself. Self-love is about, because I'm someone that's highly aware, I'm highly emotional, I'm highly sensitive, I am an empath. So the times when shit went left, yeah, that's why we so close. So the times when things went wrong, I always knew something was wrong, or the times when somebody was lying, or the times when like the schedule would change, or like every little like thing I noticed. But I was too afraid to let it go. I was too afraid to put my foot down. I was too afraid to establish my boundaries because of the absence of self-love. And this is something that I want to explore. Before you learn how to love yourself, it's so easy for you to abandon yourself once you get in a relationship.
Oh my God. Yes. Why do we abandon ourselves? Why?
And we have nothing left to come back to. That's why we're so heartbroken every time when somebody breaks our fucking heart, is because we've abandoned ourselves. There's nothing left for us. We have nothing left.
But where did that start? Where did that come from? Did that come from our parents? What we were taught? Is it environmental? Is it a learned behavior? Where do that come from? That's the conversation. Where do that start? Because, I think about my daughter, and the reason why I'm bringing her up, I ain't going to tell her business, but I knew what I was lacking from my mom and my dad. And I made sure I gave that to Ariana 100%. Sometimes I tease her about it now because my granddaughter, Samaya, she's 4 years old. She's 4 and she's telling her mama like, no, I don't want to kiss. I'm thinking 4? Ariana would kiss me every night, like kiss me every night on the lips, like, good night, mommy, all the way up to the age of 12 or 13. But I think when she got 14, she started not, and I noticed it like, oh my God. But I would always give her a kiss. I showed her so much love, so much affection. I always told her how beautiful she was. Like like once again, like I said, with the whole forehead thing, like her forehead is just like mine. And I would try to get her bangs, and she'd be like, no. Like she was just, she loved herself. And it was something that I taught her, I drilled into her, and I told her because I knew that was something I was lacking. I just wanted to make sure that she didn't feel that way, right? Like she wasn't even into name brand. Like she didn't start dating until she was like dating or wanting validation or whatever from boys until she was like 15 or 16. Because I just wanted to, because that was me at a young age. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, no, I don't want her to be like me. I don't want her to feel the same things I feel. I want to give her what I didn't get. Not necessarily saying my mother did wrong. My mother did what she knew, right? So I just remember like just drilling like self-love and adoration for herself and not seeking praise, adoration, certificates for anything because she was a straight A. When I say straight A, Ariana was a straight A student. Ask me what she got for bringing home good grades. Ask me what she brought home, what she got for bringing good grades home.
What did she get?
She ain't got shit. No, nothing. No, that's for you. That's your responsibility. Be proud of yourself because even now, like I remember like this is something that I do even now, like with the children that I actually teach now, even with my grandchildren. Instead of me saying, I'm so proud of you when they do something right, I say instantly, are you proud of yourself? You should be very proud of yourself. No, you seek validation from yourself, not from others, because that's where it starts, Damon.
Mm-hmm.
You be proud of yourself. You seek validation. You in tune. You get that encouragement and that motivation from yourself. Although it is, I'm not going to lie. I love when I get adoration, praise, encouragement, and motivation from others. I love that too. But if I don't get it from other people, I'm okay.
For real.
I'm giving it to myself. But I have that. Like I wasn't always this way. Like just happened the past 2 years, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So once again, dealing back to that self-love, self-awareness, like you cannot seek praise and validation and adoration from other people. When you do, you fuck yourself up.
Mm-hmm. I
get up every morning. So I have a private Facebook group that I do like a workout. We get up every morning at 6 a.m. I take that back. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I told them, if you want a text message from me, send me your number. I will text all y'all at 5:45 a.m. to wake y'all asses up. Because at 6 a.m., we working out. They gave me their cell phone numbers. And I text everybody at 5:45. Let's go, let's hit it. We get up every morning, 6 a.m., we work out. Get it out the way. But what is that? That's self-love. You putting yourself first. You putting yourself first the first thing in the morning. And I think about that with people in their jobs, right? Because you have people who wake up in the fucking morning, they put their clothes out the night before, or they'll set their clothes out the week before. They prepare their lunch the night before to get ready for this job. They get to this job early, this job, because they love that job more than themselves. They don't eat no breakfast. They don't work out. They don't meditate before they go to this job. So you put in this job before you. You love this job more than you. And you exceeding, you want above and beyond for this job because why? You want this certificate. You want this promotion. You want this praise. You want this adoration from your coworkers, from your boss. You do all this. And let's just say 6 months, a year from now, they like, oh, excuse you, we're going to go with this person. And then you all discombobulated. Now you want to meditate. Now you want to do all this bullshit to yourself after you done gained all this fucking weight. Put your motherfucking self first. I had to learn that. I had to learn. And that's what I do now. I put myself first. I put myself first before my daughter, before my grandchildren, before my father, before my brothers, before my niece, before my nephew, before my lover, before my family, and before friends. I put me first now. I stopped all that because that was me. I would put everybody else first, and I began to gain weight. I became unfocused. I started drinking. Like I was just all over the place. And so now I would go a day without answering my cell phone, a whole day. Sometimes I'd be like, where my phone at? I don't even know where the bitch at. Cause I'm like, nope, I'm turning it off. I ain't got time for that. It's about Antoinette. And when I do that, I notice now I'm in a great space. But most important, you know what happens? People gravitate to me more. Because they're like, oh, that's what I want. I want that. But it's like, yeah, you can have that. Put you first. I mean, don't necessarily do what I do because everybody's rituals, and it's a ritual. Everybody have different rituals, right? How you wake up, what time you wake up, who you pray to, how you meditate, blah, 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 blah. But must put you first before dick and before pussy too. I told y'all this for the grown and the sexy. I'm just saying you have to. Like, I'm not putting nobody else first but Antoinette. And if it doesn't serve me, and if it doesn't do me any justice and any good, if I can't be happy and bring you happiness, if I'm not happy, you ain't gonna be motherfucking happy. You're just not. Right?
Let me ask you this. The Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God.
Why are you talking about the Bible?
And all these things will be added unto you. How does that fold into what you're doing? Does it fold into what you're doing? Because I think that religion, I think the way that we're taught to be humble, I think the way that we're taught to put ourselves last can be detrimental to a young person, can be detrimental to someone. And we never learn how to love ourselves because we're so busy putting everybody else first, because that's what we're told in church. That's what we're told by our family members. Be humble. Don't put yourself first. Don't take, you selfish. Hell yeah, I'm selfish. Yes, I am selfish and I'm gonna take care of myself first. So how does that fit in for you?
Okay, so I may get a little backlash on this. And some people might have some things to say about what I have to say, but this is my truth and this is how I feel, especially with religion. I have been from the age of that I can remember, 4 years old, my earliest memory of religion. So I have been Pentecostal, Apostolic, Church of Christ, Baptist, sanctified, and non-denomination. And I have been baptized. And, like every time, I think I got baptized twice in one of these. 4 of them. Like re-baptized or rededicated. You know what I'm saying? No, you know, I know people have a lot to say about this. And for some reason, I can't get to people's comments so I can see what everybody is saying. So I can give y'all a shout out. I'm so sorry, but I can't see it. But please go to the link and tune in so we can add you to the video so you come into this conversation. But the way I grew up, everybody's thing is different, or a relationship is different, or how it happened. But how I grew up in religion, it wasn't about you. It was about God, and it was about the church and the pastor or the bishop. God came first. I think the bishop or the pastor came first, and the church. Forget anything else. Forget anything else. Self-care, self-love, your home with your children, your family, your husband. No, you had to take care of, I ain't gonna say God, because you know, he used that a lot, like put God first. No, it had to be the pastor in the church. Because most time in religion, it's just like, oh, it's the pastor's anniversary, and you got to give up $500 or $250, and you felt so obligated to do it, even though they were saying, do it, you better do it. But it's it's the way that it was about, and then it was the whole circle thing, and then people knew who was giving and who wasn't because everybody talked about it. Like, are you giving to the past? Did you get your 250? Bitch, nah, shit, I could barely pay my rent. But but I knew, and I'm serious, I knew people personally who were not paying their bills, but they were giving to the church because they felt like it was an obligation. They felt like it was of God. And if they did this, they would be blessed and they would get abundance. They would get more and all this stuff. And all that didn't happen. Anyway, to say religion. And once again, it depends on the leadership. It depends on the leadership. Who are you up under leadership? Who is this person that you are allowing in your space, in your life, to teach you and guide you and lead you, not just spiritually, because they're not just leading you spiritually, it's mentally and emotionally too, because it's all an emotional thing too. And so you have to look at these pastors, apostles, bishops, preachers, deacons, or whoever who are leading us in our communities. And if all you're hearing is that no, give to God, give to church, seed into the church, seed into God, seed in this, seed in that. But you're not telling me to seed into myself. You're not telling me to love on myself. You're not telling me to love in my community, to love on my children, to love on my husband, to love in my family, my home, take care of things. It all gets distorted. And then people be like, well, you old enough. They should know better. People should know better. No, a lot of people don't. A lot of people only know what they are taught. Mm-hmm. A lot of people only know what is given to them. But until they are taught and they are enlightened, then here comes the questions. And people should be allowed to ask questions. Well, I don't agree with that. Well, I don't understand that. Or why this or why that. And when you ask certain questions in a church, especially a large church, oh, baby, they looking at you like, what you doing?
What's wrong?
You ain't following the bishop? Oh, you gotta say, let us pray for you. We need to rebuke you. You need to be at the altar. You need to be repenting. What?
Lord.
And not to say, and once again, like religion is a whole, oh my gosh, that's just, oh Jesus. I don't even tap into that. I do not want to, but I will say from my experience, I was never taught as a young girl from my parents, from my family, and from the church how to love myself. I had to learn that on my own. And with learning that on my own, I had many challenges, many struggles, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and physically. And those lessons I learned, I was like, I'm breaking this curse with my daughter and my grandchildren. Yeah. But I'm so glad that I fell in love with myself. I'm in love with this bitch, even though I call myself a bitch. Some people take it as a derogatory statement or a bad thing. I love me, and I'm so in love with me. And I think that's why a lot of people gravitate towards me and they love me, because I finally love me. And I'm doing the things and it shows up, because loving on me is working out. Because when I take care of my body and I eat right, I feel good. When I don't eat right, a bitch be like this. But when you exercise and you eat right, you just feel good. You're full of energy. You're full of love. I always tell people all the time, I am all about unicorns and rainbows. I am rainbows and unicorns. And before how can I say it? I'm non-confrontational, but I don't back away from confrontation. I grew up in the hood. That's what we do. Like, you come to me, oh, let's go. We bout it. But now I just be like, nope. I'm walking away. I love you.
Bye.
I'm gonna punch you in your throat. But anyway.
No, listen, if you're just tuning in, this is the Damon Speak Show. We're talking about teaching ourselves how to love us. to the bone. If you want to join us, Cody, let us know if anybody calls in. If you could put up the Zoom information again, we would love for you to join us, love for you to come on and share your experience and what self-love means to you. I am here with Antoinette Motley. We're having a fantastic time. In the meantime, I think we have a couple more memes left. Okay, let's go to the next meme.
Okay, what's the meme? Oh, Lord.
Oh, shit. Ooh. I'm going to be honest. I feel like you don't like me. I've told you multiple times that I don't.
Ew. Wait, this is you telling somebody or somebody telling you that?
On the internet.
I'm going to be honest. I feel like you don't like me. You know what? I felt that from people, but I never said anything or challenged them. But when people who did not, I'm gonna say this is past tense, people who did not like me, you know what I would do? I would try my best to make them like and love me. Why? Why would I do that? Like, why? Why would I care? Why would I give a fuck who likes me or don't like me?
A lack of self-love. People pleasing. Do you know the length on for somebody to like me that doesn't like me, that I don't actually even really like, but it was so important for me to make friends with somebody or for them to like me, that I really sacrificed my happiness, my mental health, my finances, all those things just to make someone happy that I don't really care about or really like.
But why? Why did you do that? Where do you think the core of that comes from?
I abandoned myself. I learned how to leave myself and abandon myself. I think it started when I was a kid, maybe not in the home, but it definitely started in elementary school when I was bullied the fuck out of, when I was told that I was fat, that I was sloppy, that I was a faggot, that I would never be anything, that I wasn't going to be anything. No one liked me. No one wanted to be around me. And that got in me.
That in elementary? That was in elementary school.
That was in elementary school. Little kids are mean as fuck.
No, they are. Listen, kids are mean as hell. I tell people that all the time. Like, so once again, I deal with children. When I see children, I don't see children. I see adults, because that's how they act. It begins at the age of 2.5. 2.5 when they become manipulative and they learn how to lie. It sounds so like mean, but it's the truth. They begin to learn like, oh, I can manipulate you with the smallest little things, like with crying. You know what I'm saying? Or like crying or throwing tantrums, whatever. But no, especially 5 and 6-year-olds. Oh, they're just brutal. 5 and 6-year-olds are brutal because they're so brutally honest. They don't have no filter. They don't understand boundaries, respect. Yeah.
Oh, Andy's in the waiting room. Okay, I'm gonna say one more thing about this meme.
Baby boy, come on in.
One more thing before Andy joins. Is that this for me brought up so many dating situations that I've been in where I've reveal that I like somebody and they're like, either they're not ready or either they just want to be friends. And I would take that as an invitation to try to make them love me. I would take that as an invitation to try to make them or wait around for them to be ready to be in a relationship with me. And like, they've told me multiple times that they're not, like, this is not what they want. So you need to take heed. Like, that's a part of self-love, like listening to what someone is actually telling you. Like Maya Angelou says, like, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Like, this is not what they want. So you need to take heed. Like, that's a part of self-love, like listening to what. Okay, so we're gonna bring Andrew McGuire onto the show. Please welcome.
You too, baby. Well, how old are you? I already got a boo, so sorry.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, 37.
Hey, boo.
Hey, boo.
So what's going on? It's nice to meet you. Talking about?
I'm loving this. So I wanted to share something that a reflection of Antoinette, of what you're saying that really has resounded with me. And there's I have a friend and her email address is full frontal honesty. I'm not going to tell you at what, because I'm sure she would not appreciate a spam from whoever's listening. But
Yes, come on, what? This is what life's about honey. Okay.
It is. It's about the truth, and I what I'm hearing from you, and what I'm seeing is that you're putting it all out there, and you're expressing to people, this is who I am, and it's not just the embodiment of it, because some people are not gonna catch that. Like, they're gonna see you, oh, you're fun, oh, you're cool, oh, I can change you. No, this is who I am. And but what I'm also hearing from you is that you're explicit with people. You're saying, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is how I'm looking to, like, engage with a relationship, or a friend, be it a relationship, romantic, sexual, friendship, whatever. And I think that is,
yes.
For me, you said something earlier, Antoinette, that was like, you know, I would always say yes. I'd be exhausted, and yes. I'd be out, yes. Like, let's hang out, yes. And you're like, by the end of the night, or not even the end of the night, and you're like exhausted and still pushing yourself. And something that you said that spoke to me was being that full frontal, being that honest, being that upfront. And so I just want to thank you.
Oh, I love you.
I love you.
I ain't got no boo. I be chasing you down, but I don't know if I'm your type. But anyway,
Come on.
no, but you know what? It's you know, it's one thing I've learned. Like, you know, I always put my age out, but it wasn't like I was like this in my 20s, my 30s, not even in my 50s. It wasn't until, so I turned 50 last year, October, but it wasn't until like those last 2 years leading up to 50 where I was just like, okay, you know what? I don't want to live the next half of my life. Like, I plan on live until I'm 100, but I don't want to live the next half of my life not being authentic to myself and give to others. Like, you know, and that's why I'm just like, I'm going to be me, because I'm goofy. I cuss a lot. I drink, you know, but at the same time, I love on people, and I want to love on everyone. But at the same time, you know, everybody's not willing to accept that. And I'm goofy as fuck or whatever. But I found that the more I was more authentic about who I was and being authentic to other people, it drew people closer to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's I'm telling you, like, I know for a fact, being in my 20s and my 30s, even like, you know, my early 40s or mid 40s, I was on the trajectory of being authentic and learning who I was and letting people know who I was. But it wasn't until I just dealing with my divorce and thinking like, okay, why did I allow certain things to happen in my life? It was because I didn't love myself. I didn't love myself, and I didn't allow myself to love myself. But most importantly, I was using excuses not to love myself. How many times you use excuses not to love yourself? You be like, well, this happened to me when I was this age. Well, this man did this, so I got to be guarded. I can't be like this. I can't be like that. But this person said this, said that. It's like, no, fuck that. All these people did these things to you, but you're going to continue to allow it to happen. Are you going to continue to allow people to disrespect you, not disrespect you, but, you know, go against their boundaries? And at a certain point, I had to come, even with my family, like with my brothers, with my brothers. And my brothers were my first best friends. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we had to come to a point where we did have conversations like, okay, no, you know, we ain't gonna let nobody out in the streets disrespect us. So you don't let your family disrespect you in that way. You know what I'm saying? So once I learned to do that within my family, with my closest family, then I had to do that with my closest friends. But to be honest, I still have not done it with my closest friends. What I did with my closest friends, I distanced myself. I still have not had the conversation with my friends to say, you know what, you made me feel like this. You made me feel like that. I gave myself to you. You still made me feel this way. I still have not had that conversation because I'm just like, at this point, I'm just like, whatever, you know. you know what you did was wrong. And if you want to have that conversation with me, we can have that conversation. But I don't want to have that conversation. Like I said, I'm about unicorns and rainbows right now. So, but I thank you for that. And I thank you for acknowledging that for me. Like I really do. And I just hope that you do get something from this. You be your authentic self, you know. And I feel like as long as it's out of love, when your transparency is out of love, when you telling people your truth or you talking to somebody out of love, it has to be out of love, right? People don't accept it, it's because of what they got going on in their life, their own insecurities, their own self-doubt, and them not loving themselves. Right?
Right.
So
Andy,
thank you, boo. You
for joining us. Before you go, tell us, what does self-love mean to you?
Ooh, self-love to me means having healthy boundaries, enacting those boundaries, taking time for yourself, which could also be one of your boundaries, taking time for yourself, and not only just the time for yourself, but that quality with yourself. So love yourself.
Yes.
That's what I got.
Turning off the cell phone, turning off Facebook, all social media outlets.
Right, exactly. So thank you so much. Thank you, Boo, for having me on. This is so
love
good.
you.
Love you.
Andy will actually be joining me as a guest next week. I will be in Detroit, Michigan, and so he's going to be my guest next week. We're going to be talking about all the things. So tune in to the show next week. You'll get more of Andy.
I'll be tuning in, Andrew. Andy.
Thank you. Yes.
If
yes,
I got no boo, you'll be my boo.
I bet you, Boo. Thank you so much. See y'all.
I love that guy. We've known each other since 2006 when we were at
really?
At the University of Michigan together.
Oh wait, who's commenting? I finally can see everybody comments now.
Somebody commenting.
Oh, well, we only have 3 viewers now, probably because we have not been like communicating with our viewers.
Oh, that's okay. You know what? The viewers go up, down. Viewers go up, down, all around.
Yes, men can make you feel better. I know. Oh, I hate that.
Carnita says, as we age and mature, our outlook on life changes. We go through things that teach us a lesson and change our views and desires. That's okay. Change is good. Self-love is peace, acceptance, and accountability of who we are. No matter do what makes you happy. I'm assuming that's what it says. Thank you, Carnita. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for that comment. We're here. We're doing the things. I think we have one more meme, Cody. Okay, let's do that meme. Love you, boo.
You know what? Self-love is peace. It's like peace within yourself. It really is.
This one says, we have been taught to abandon ourselves to gain approval or achievement, which is why they often feel so empty. How many, times have I lost weight thinking, oh, this is the answer. This is, everybody's gonna love me. Now I did, my milkshake did bring, the boys to the yard even more when I was skinnier, but it still felt empty. It wasn't based on like, hey, it wasn't for my happiness. It was for external reasons. It was for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So we're taught to abandon ourselves. We're taught to like follow the shiny object when that shiny object can never bring us true happiness and true peace. And the reason why our relationships don't work out is because there's no one home. There's no one in here. And so they feel this immense pressure. They feel this like, like, oh my God, like a lot of people are like, you're going to take my freedom away. It's because they feel that drawing. They feel that like, you pulling them down. What do you think? What do you think, Antoinette? You reading the comments or are you? Oh, there you are. Okay. What do you think? I think we talked about abandoning ourselves a little bit earlier too.
See, I feel like once again that goes back to where it all began, right? Where did that all begin? Because it had to begin from early on in your life, early on in your childhood or whatever. Like, where did that begin for you?
I would say it started.
Elementary.
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay, so I just got it. Wow. Um,
Okay.
I am a highly intuitive person, like I said, and I'm an empath. And I think I developed this ability at a young age because there was a lot of turbulence in my home, and there was a lot of turbulence in my parents' marriage. And so as a young child, I could feel that. I could feel the separation,
Mm-hmm.
and it got into me, and it made me
Mm-hmm.
feel unsafe, and it
I
made
bet it.
me feel abandoned. It made me feel like, them going through the arguments, and my dad, going through the cheating over and over and over again, and me listening to the conversations at night when my mom was asleep and him on the phone with his mistress from the church. Like, that really fucked with me, and that really got inside me. And in a lot of ways, I'm still very much dealing with that. And so that's where this low self-worth, this abandoning myself to try to please someone else, I think that's the root. I think it may actually be the root because I was very young.
Wow. Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. There you
Yeah,
go. That's transparency. That's the truth.
yeah.
That's the truth. And that's what's going to set you free. That's going to allow the universe to pour more into what you're desiring, right? Yes, you have to be honest about that. And honestly, I would have to say I have abandonment issues. And my abandonment issues started when I was at the age of 6 or 7, when my dad was cheating on my mom and, abusing my mom physically or whatever, and wasn't there, or will make empty promises or promises to come get us, or come see us, and he wouldn't. But that's because he was dealing with his own issues though. And what freed me from that was understanding him as a young man and what he was dealing with. And the reason why I say that is because I'm a parent now. And I don't always say and do the correct things as a parent. Like, I know I get to lecture and argue, and I know she'd be like, oh shit. She get real quiet on the phone. And I'd be like, uh-oh, I didn't said something she didn't like, But that's what we do as parents. you know, not saying I did the same things that my mom or dad did, but I know I do some things that she probably don't like or don't want to hear or whatever. But I would say, like, the abandonment issues that I had with my mom and that my dad, that was transferred to me spiritually or in my soul, was because of what they felt as children. And so what helped me to release it was to understand what they went through, and like, okay, they're human too. We always be like, our parents are supposed to teach us this, supposed to teach us that. Or even, I would say, teachers or aunts and uncles, we feel like they're adults. They should know better. They're supposed to be doing this. But it's like, no, those same adults, our parents were abused too. They were abandoned too, right? And they only taught us or gave the tools that they had, right? But as adults growing up, and we become mature and become enlightened through literature, through content, through social media, we begin to learn. And I feel like that's what helped me to heal myself, heal my relationship with my father, with my brother, with other family members, is that everybody is not perfect. Everybody have their own shit that they're going through. You know what I'm saying? And we have to respect that. And we can't make it personal about us. What we're responsible for is our interaction, our behavior, and how we deal with it, and how we put that back out into the universe. And that's something that I have learned. Like, any interaction that I have with any individual, of course, of course, the human thing is take it in like, whew. And it could be so many different emotions, right? But you have to learn to come and sit in it, look at it, realize what that is, and learn how to react to it. And so what I have learned, like, once any type of negative emotion or whatever it is, it comes in. And I've learned now how to release it and where to put it. Now I know not to internalize it, not to make it about me. When somebody's going through a bad day and I get that brunt of it, I'd be like, no. This is not coming into my spirit. It's not coming into my soul. This is not about me. I release it and I'm good. I'm like, that's about you. You deal with that. It took me years to learn how to do that.
Come on.
That's self-love.
Come on, Tools. Listen, Robert did the same thing to Ruby that Bernard did to Peggy. Our grandfather did the same thing to our grandmother that my dad did to my mom. And sometimes that stuff gets in us. And as much as we tell each other, I'm not going to be like my mama, I'm not going to be like my daddy, unless we're really intentional, unless we get into therapy, unless we read the books and listen to the podcast and talk about what is actually going on and use our words, that stuff is in us. It's like a computer program. It's going to come out. It's going to come out.
Talk about it.
I've learned to have grace for my father. I've learned to have an actual relationship with my father. I've learned that it takes two to tango. He wasn't perfect, but my mom wasn't perfect either. That's growth.
Right.
I'm on the journey. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm definitely on the journey to being, okay with what happened in my childhood. Okay, let's go to the comments.
I know people are leaving comments. I can't see them. Why I can't see them? I think my internet is bad too. I know people are leaving
comments. Carnita says, I am an empath too. I also love very hard and always allow my partners to take advantage of me. As a result, I suffer self-esteem issues and always found fault in me. Oof, Carnita, thank you for sharing. I can so identify with that.
Yes, thank you, Carnita.
Eddie Kane, seek truth in all things and grow daily within ourselves. Listen and learn. Love it, y'all, too. Great conversations. Peace. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you for tuning in, man.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Rosalind says, hey, Rosalind, my father abused my mom when I was younger too. I was an adult when I forgave him. When I realized that I couldn't not hold on to the anger, I ended up in abusive relationships until I said no more. God's word says to think on what is good and lovely. No, not on the negative. Thank you, Rosalind. We appreciate you for tuning in. Carnita, that's what my ex-narc boyfriend experienced. However, he is in denial. Listen, denial is one of the stages of grief. We go through a lot of things that beat us down and put us down. So those people that we really hate, those people that did terrible things to us, sometimes they have gone through abuse. They have gone through people, saying things and doing things to them. Abusers abuse, hurt people. So it may not happen immediately. You know what I'm saying? I think that sets up a dangerous dynamic when you're with someone and they're abusing you and you're like, it's okay, because then you're kind of giving them a license to abuse you even more. But down the line, maybe you can realize that they were also abused and that they really just need help.
Yeah.
This has been wonderful. This has been fantastic. Antoinette, do you have any parting words for our people, for the people that are tuning in, the people that are going to tune in later?
I know. So listen, if y'all watch this, I wish some of y'all, I hate that I couldn't get y'all to y'all comments. I'm so sorry. But thank you for tuning in. Join us next month. I don't know what the topic gonna be.
It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something.
But with me and Damon, like, this is my baby cousin. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you and what you're doing. And this is great. This has gotten great conversations. It's not about what's right, what's wrong. It's about opinions and how you feel and expressing those and relating to our experiences, right? How old are you, Damon?
38.
38. So we have two different age groups here. You know what I'm saying? And also, Damon is proud. Gay man. Is that proper to say? Gay man?
Yeah, gay. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like sometimes I don't know. And some people are uncomfortable with that. And if you have questions, come on board, but don't be disrespectful because I would kick your motherfucking ass. Anyway, no. Sorry, I take that back. Wait, Cody, Stretch that out. But me and Damon, we always talk on the phone. We have these great conversations, and I love the fact that you actually allowed it to happen on camera, on social media, so people just see just how we kick it, how we talk, and we're just like no hands barred. Like we just talk about how we feel, what we're going through in life, celebrate each other, and just talk about like how we are moving forward, right?
Yeah.
In our lives positively, not negatively, but positively.
Yeah.
And what we're doing to, be better human beings, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I want to say thank you, cuz, for showing up. Come back next month. We don't know what the topic is going to be. Listen, if y'all have things you want to hear us talk about, since we're getting down to the real, if you have something specific, a story or a subject that you want to hear us talk about, let us know in the comments. You can always email me at damonspeaks411@gmail.com. But wherever you're finding this video, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Twitch, you can always get into those DMs. As a matter of fact, I would love a follow. I would love a share. I would love a like. I would love a subscription on YouTube to help further the message and to help further the love of the Damon Speak Show. Feel free to share this video far and wide. If you feel led to give a donation to the Damon Speak Show, you'll find the information right here below me. But
perfect.
As we get ready to close, I wanted to do a final meme in my closing. Bring it back up again, Cody.
Oh, let's see. Maybe that could be our next topic for next month. Let's see.
Don't tell people how we feel. How will they know? How many times have I expected someone to read my mind? How many times have I been acting according to a reality that was in my head, but actually wasn't happening in reality? How would someone know if I loved them, if I was falling in love with them? How many times have I tried to make someone who was a friend a lover by saying, oh, I just want to be your friend, when that wasn't actually the truth? I know there's a lot of fear. I know there's a lot of fear of rejection. I know there's a lot of fear that people won't like you, people will think you're crazy, but it's better to be crazy. It's better to be yourself. It's better to practice self-love, because then you make way for the universe and for God to bless you with those people that love you for exactly who you are. You make room for you to find your tribe, for you to find your people, for you not to feel so lonely, for you not to feel so downtrodden, for you not to feel like there is something wrong with you, because there's nothing wrong with you. You are lovely. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. Wherever you are on the spectrum, wherever you are in your life, you're beautiful. Yes. And you deserve good things. You deserve a wonderful relationship, whatever it is, whether you want monogamy, non-monogamy, polyamory, whatever it is you want, you deserve to have that thing. But it starts with you. It starts with you opening up your mouth and saying the things. It's 2021. Let's use our words and let's be ourselves and let's live a good life. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Damon Speak Show. Again, Antoinette, thank you so much for being on. We'll see you next month. Cody, thank you so much for being behind the scenes and taking such good care of us. We love you. Thank you for all you do. Now we're going to roll these credits. We hope you have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.